Well, what about from pressure to passion? Because certainly you're not going to find a more pressure packed environment. And yet, the reason that every athlete there is able to be an Olympian is they had a passion for what they did. And sometimes when we get into the competition or the stress of it, we can lose our passion. So, what did you discover as you watched these Olympians really manage the pressure and anchor in their passion?
Yeah, and I think that that was again, like we talked about it, the why and anchoring back in their passion or their purpose. And every one of them, like I said, was came there with that absolute passion to do well, and they were following their dreams. And on that stage, for some of them to realize those dreams is amazing, but most of them don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
But they're
so
still Olympians. I mean, we're still talking about 1% of the world. And yet when you're
correct.
there, you feel like, a bronze or a silver is not fabulous. And it's like, oh my goodness, from a perception perspective and a perspective of what a champion you are to be here.
Yeah, right. Because they're in a gold and silver medal playoff, right? And they lose and they get a silver medal. And they're like, they're like, we failed. We're like, holy moly. So, right at that moment, and in that moment, most people are not able to see that. To be fair, they're not able to see that in that moment. But give that some time, because the passion is all about achieving this goal.
Right.
But giving a bit of time and space and challenge to reflect, they can actually look at that and go, wow, yes, I didn't do this, but here I am here, which is, and again, same, yes, I didn't achieve what, but I'm an Olympian, I've achieved to get here. So that process is a bit of a process that takes, for some people, a bit of time. To sit with somebody and have somebody to do that is really important, I think. And that's the next piece, right? So if we've got a passion, then we've got a team, because we can't do it by ourselves.
Right.
So that the time, that's when the team has to step up. A massive belief. It's because the person in that moment, or even past that, doesn't have that perspective necessarily. So the power of team comes right in them, when it's that team to get around them and go and be able to challenge some of that thinking, and validate the emotion. So when you validate the emotion, then all of a sudden they get valued, and then when they get valued, they can get perspective. They get perspective. The team can, what they say, and that can support them through that. So that power of team, really, I think it's as important then as it is, with winning and losing or whatever, as it is in that preparation piece.